Um, so I don't know how I turned out the way I did. I mean, I hate everything. That's very odd. But, so let's start. First 2 years, my mother abandoned me with my aunt, and then I was raised on a farm. Ah, that was, yeah. I'm more of a city girl, so I don't know how the fuck that worked out. And then, my mom married this rich guy who had this big old mansion shit. And I became a little princess. I got everything she wanted. And, yeah, like, as a child, I may have got whatever I wanted, but I wasn't, like, spoiled and bitchy. Like, let me see. Like, for example, like, you see, TV shows or whatever, and their children are so bratty and stuff. Like, yeah, I had a huge house and I had every toy I wanted, but I was taught to respect people. Like, if I wasn't respecting people, I'd get my ass beat. Like, like, I had to have, like, perfect manners, okay? Everywhere I went, I had to, like, ask before I did anything. Like, even while I was in the car with my parents, I'd be like, Mom, can I take off my shoes or whatever? And she would be like, yeah, go ahead. And if I wanted to lean my seat back, I had to be like, Mom, can I lean my seat back? And she'd be like, yeah. And, like, even the most obvious things, like, I'd be in my own house and I'd ask my parents, can I use the bathroom? And, yeah, like, I asked for everything. I was the most, like, polite little princess ever. And when I say princess, I mean princess. Like, you could not get me to go out of the house without a princess dress and a tiara and like a fucking wand and like those cute little tap shoes or whatever. Like, I don't know what was wrong with me, but you couldn't get me out of the house unless I was wearing my tiara and some kind of fancy silk princess dress, and this bang is bugging. Anyways, so, like, even if we were going to Walmart, I would be in a princess dress. And, like, every time they tried to get me wear anything else, I'd throw the biggest tantrum. Like, that's the only time I would be a brat, if they wouldn't let me be a princess. I don't understand why I had that princess obsession, but that was my princess obsession. Like, everyone has a weird childhood thing they did, and for me, I acted like a fucking princess. Like, not like normal little girls who just like play pretend for a few hours, like I'm a princess, sure, whatever. No, like, I was playing pretend, but I was playing pretend for like 6 goddamn years. And I was just like, I'm a princess. Na 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 na. And I would act so like royal, like a royal pain in the ass that people just like let me do it and was just like, whatever, I guess she's a princess. And some people actually like fell for it a few times. Like my friends, like, when you're a child, people are really gullible or whatever. So, yeah, I would walk around, like, pinkies up, motherfucker, and my posture would be perfect, and my dress would be nice, and etc., etc. And, like, um, but even though I was, like, really princessy and girly and everything, I always had those times where I would be with my best friend, Logan. Like, he's not my bestest friend now, but he is a close friend. But, like, back then, he was, like, my bestest friend. He was, like, a brother. He, like, what's the word? He, like, protected me because I was a little crybaby then, too. As a child, I definitely was a crybaby. Like, if you spelled my name wrong, I would cry. If I got like 3 animal crackers and she got 4, I would cry. If I didn't get a licorice stick and she got a licorice stick, I would cry. And those are things that have actually happened and I cried. And I think the stupidest time I cried was when it was pajama day and I forgot to wear pajamas and I just like started bawling on the playground. I was just like, I forgot my pajamas. And they had to call in my dad, my stepdad, to come and like bring me my pajamas so I could change and stop crying. But back to the thing I was saying. Like, Logan was kind of like my big brother, like my bodyguard type thing, because like I was a crybaby. And so that being that I hung out with him a lot, and I stuck by his side. And you know, he was the sporty kid, so he was always out on the field, like playing football and stuff. And so, and my phone's going off. Anyways, and like I would just like follow him around because I didn't want to get picked on. I didn't want to cry. So, even though I was a princess girl, you know, I would still play football with him and play soccer with him and play basketball and whatever. Like, I may have been really girly, but, I still, like, what's the word? I wasn't a tomboy. I was not a tomboy because I was a little princess, but, I had those moments where I would be kind of, like, boyish just for him because, I knew without him I would, like, have no one. I mean, I had this other girl, her name was Princess. She's still one of my close friends and everything. And yeah, her name is actually Princess. But she was a close friend, and like even back then we were like best friends, but she couldn't protect me or anything because me and her, we were both like the crybaby types. So all I had was really Logan. So yeah, I had my tomboy moments. But as I grew up, I moved a lot because the rich daddy, my stepfather, yeah, him and my mother got a divorce because my mother fell in love with my current stepfather. So, they got a divorce, so I went from rich girl to average girl who lives in a trailer park now. So, but during that transition, we moved a lot because my mom wasn't comfortable like living with him and his children, or living like in an apartment, or like we tried different places. So, and she didn't want to be near her ex-husband. So she like moved further away. So I went to a lot of different schools. And one of the schools I remember was West Ottawa Woodside. Yeah, that's what it's called. I've told you guys about this school before. This is a school I got picked on a lot. Like, as I was younger, like, when I was younger and I was a little rich girl who went to the same school, like, how do I explain this? Like, I was a crybaby, and everyone, like, knew that because I'd been going to the school for so long. I'd been going there for 4 years, and then in 4th grade I had to move to West Ottawa. But, so everyone understood I was a crybaby, and they understood not to, like, mess with me. But when I moved, they didn't understand that. And they didn't really give a shit either, so, like, they would mess with me, and they wouldn't really care if I cried or not. Like, they were rude as hell. So, I moved, and everyone made fun of me and like called me all these names and like hurt my feelings. So we would have continued to live there if it hadn't been for how much I got picked on. Like, I would come home every day crying, and I never really had a legitimate friend. Like, sure, I had like people who I could talk to at school, but like none of them would come over and hang out, or I could go over to their house and like hang out, and we couldn't like play Barbies or play video games or anything. I don't understand. It was just like, oh yeah, you're a new student, we hate you. Like, it was like TV shows. Like, you guys say you never see a bully actually take a kid's lunch money. I was that kid who got her lunch money taken from. And you guys say you've never seen someone actually like throw a tray on a kid. I had that done to me at Woodside. Like, I was just eating my pudding and whatever, like, at the table, like, oh, cool, you know, I'm just gonna sit here, maybe no one will recognize me. This bitch, I don't even remember who she was. She came over, she dumped her tray on me, and she walked away. You guys say, you guys don't see kids actually, like, getting beat up on the playground. I was that kid who got beat up on the playground. I was that kid who, everyone made fun of, and everyone picked on. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, a few mean girls. No, it was everyone. And I only had like 6 friends tops. And even those 6 friends, we didn't really hang out. We just talked, and they were neutral. Like, they didn't pick on me, but they weren't like close friends. They were just, whatever, I'm going to stay out of it. So, I don't, And now that I've moved away and everything, they all say, yeah, I was always there for you. But in all honesty, I was alone the whole time. Like, I'm sorry, you guys who say, like, yeah, I was there for you and da 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 da. But honestly, I was alone most of the time. Like, and even in class, when people would kick me and trip me, none of you guys stood up for me. And even on the playground, when snowballs were being thrown at the back of my head and I was crying, none of you stood up for me. So you can't exactly say I was always there for you, because even if you guys were nice to me, you guys didn't stand up for me. So you guys weren't technically there for me. I'm sorry, but that's the fucking truth. Okay? But, after Woodside, I moved to Glenwood, and that was for the end of 4th grade and some of 5th grade. For that, it was a really ghetto school, so, in 4th grade, I just tried not to get picked on. Like, I would stay as reserved as possible because, you know, I had already gone through hell at Woodside, and I didn't want that to happen again, so I just kept my mouth shut. And then, I was only there for, like, 2 months of the end of the school year. So I was good for that year. I was just an invisible little girl who just moved there. Nobody cared. It was okay. I was under the radar. But then in 5th grade, I made friends with this girl, India. You guys may know her, may not. But I made friends with her, and she was kind of like Queen Popular of the little elementary school. So the closer I became with her, the more friends I began getting, but in the process of getting more friends, I forgot the people who were actually nice to me, like, the day I came. Like, oh, sorry, okay. Like, my friend Ashley, in 4th grade, she was really nice to me, but then in 5th grade, I kind of dissed on her, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry, because we're friends now. Don't hate me. Anyways. But yeah, I pretty much forgot everyone, and my world revolved around popularity and India. And you guys are probably like, what? That's 5th grade. How the fuck can you be popular? No. Our school was so ghetto. You would think it was a high school. But, so I stuck close to her, and we were, like, best friends. And, like, we kind of ruled the playground or whatever. Like, we were together nonstop, and we would get in trouble with each other, and etc., etc. Like, we got suspended a lot because of each other, and our teacher hated us to the point where both our desks were connected to, hold on, text. Anyways, like, both our desks were connected to the teacher's desk, so, like, teacher could see exactly what we were doing. But, yeah. And then, when we went to middle school, you know, in middle school you start to lose your friends, and if you say that's not true, you're a damn liar. Because everyone lost some of their friends, and they all, like, spread it out, or whatever. And so, India, I was that naive kid who was like, no, 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 me and India will stay friends forever, da 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 da. But no, that's not the fucking shit. Like, we went to middle school, and she completely abandoned me for another popular girl. And so they were, like, queen populars, and then, after a while, she started dissing on me, and I understood how Ashley felt, and I felt like fucking horrible, because, my so-called best friend was over here, dissing on me, and calling me fat, and, like, basically treating me like hell. So, for that, I just, like, gave up on her, and made friends with other people, and, so, yeah. What was I talking about? Okay, friends. Yep, friends. I was friends with this small group of, like, outcasts. Like, we were kind of nerds, but people knew about us, and we weren't like, oh, let's pick on you, da da da. We were just like, okay, yeah, we're just a small group of friends, whatever. And, so I hung out with them, and things went pretty good, but I went back to being the shy girl. Because I was just like, oh, you know, it's middle school, I don't want to fuck anything up. So I was just the shy girl, and I just stayed reserved and whatever. Like, I had never talked to, like, a boy and, like, flirted and successfully went through with that. Until the end of 6th grade when I met Darian. Ah, you guys know that story. Don't want to talk about it. But, when I met Darian, I started becoming popular again. And, the clique, or whatever the fucking popular girls call themselves, they started hanging out with me some more. And they started, like, trying to get on my good side, and I let the whole argument between me and India, like, phase by, and I just became cool with them, and it was like, whatever, okay, I guess we're friends. And I was really naive about that, because they did a lot of shit that, like, ruined my life. Like, they fucked up my entire room one night when they were staying the night, and they always, like, stole money from me and whatever. And they can comment on this and be like, oh no, we didn't, but you guys know damn well that you guys did. Alright? Because you guys are fucking liars, and I'm sick of you guys. You guys are fucking annoying. But anyways, so I became, like, not a member of the clique, no, because they were just using me for my money and, like, my clothes or whatever, and staying the night here, because they always wanted to whore out with, like, their boyfriends and shit. And so they practically used me. And I didn't know that at the time, because I thought we were friends. I was like, oh, yay, ha 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 ha, I'm popular. But then after a while, I kind of realized it, and I was like, shit, I just got used. So, yeah, that went down. And then after the whole Darian thing blew over, I started getting new friends, because I knew that, it wasn't okay for me to act like such a little bitch, and it wasn't okay for me to diss my old friends. And, like, I was just like a little bitch all of 7th grade because of Darian and the Populars. Those are the two main factors of what turned me into such a horrible person. I'm sorry to anyone who I dissed or whatever. Like, I dissed a lot of people. Like, the people who I call my friends today, I talked a lot of shit about them, and they know that, and they know how sorry I am. Like, yeah. And now, like, I'm friends with, like, 8 people max, because, I don't trust people. And I grew up to be this punk rock emo chick, or whatever you guys, whatever label you guys want to give me, whatever the fuck. But, I'm not going to give myself a label, because I hate people. I just want to do me, you do you, whatever. Like, that's exactly my label then. My label would be, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm done caring about other people. I'm done caring about what you have to say about me, and I'm done being Lil Miss Polite, and I'm done being walked over. Like, any of you guys who say middle school isn't going to change you, it will change you. Because I went from shy little, like, nerd that got picked on nonstop because of how she looked, how she dressed, how she acted, and even who she liked. And so I got picked on a lot for that. And then once I made friends, I kind of, like, let that get out of hand, and I kind of started doing the exact same thing people were doing to me to other people. Like, I was calling them ugly, I was calling them nerds, I was picking on them, and I feel horrible for that, because I realized that I'm a fucking hypocrite for that. But, I did that to them, and I feel really bad, like, to everyone. Like, you don't even understand. Like, one of my closest friends now, I diss them really bad, and it's not okay. And I'm surprised that they're still friends with me. And you know who you are, because I kind of made you cry very badly before. And I'm sorry, because you really are a close friend to me, and you know that. But, so, the point of this video is to talk about my childhood. And now that I've talked about it, I guess I could have just summarized it as just a bunch of change. Like, I don't really exactly know who I am today. I don't know what you mean, like, how did you become who you are today? Because I don't even know who I am. I'm not sure if I'm a punk rock girl, or I'm just a girl who doesn't give a fuck. I don't know if I'm a nerd, or I'm just someone who tries hard in school. I don't know what the fuck I am. I just know that, I'm going to do me, and you can do you, and I'm the girl who just wants to get through this whole high school thing. and get it all over with, because I really don't care for this shit. So my childhood was just a lot of changes, from little shy girl to popular bitch to an outcast all over again. And to be honest, if I could pick any stage to stay in forever, it would be an outcast. Because when I was shy, I was scared of everyone. When I was a popular bitch, I was still scared of everyone, but I wouldn't show it. I was just insecure, but I wouldn't show it. But when I was a shy girl, I was insecure and I would show it. But when I was popular, I just made fun of everyone else for their insecurities. And those things where you talk about how mean girls are only mean because they're insecure about themselves, yeah, that's really fucking true. Like, I would know. I was in their little fucking gang, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Crew, gang, fucking beehive. I don't know what the fuck to call it. I just know they're evil. So, like, I was in there and I knew how fucking insecure we all were. And people who we called our friends, like, even in the same group as us, if they weren't there, we would talk about them. And that was horrible. Now that I look back at it, like, what the hell? What kind of friends are you guys? God. Oh, God. But, and so if I had to choose between outcast, popular bitch, and shy girl, I would definitely choose outcast, because before I was so scared of everyone and scared of everything, and I was so afraid to be picked on, and now I really don't give a fuck. Like, everyone can say that, oh no, I bet you still care. I bet you care about something. I really don't. I don't care about how I look. Like, yeah, I may dye my hair and stuff, but that's because I like being different. And when everyone else dyes their hair this color or whatever, because a whole bunch of people are starting to do it, when people start doing that, then I'm going to go back to my natural color. Because I don't like being like everyone else. I like being an outcast. That's something I'm proud of. I like being the girl who just doesn't care, and I like being who I am, even though I don't even know who I am. So the question was, how was your childhood and what made you become who you are today? My childhood was really sucky. I had a lot of neglect, a lot of people picking on me, both at home and while I was at school and everything. But then, this is going to sound really corny, but it's like a fucking butterfly came out of the cocoon. I'm a butterfly. But, yeah, I don't care anymore. I don't care what people think, and I don't care, like, a lot of people say I'm heartless, but I'm not heartless. I just don't want to get hurt again, because that may sound really cheesy, but, I was hurt a lot throughout my whole childhood, and I know I'm just now emerging into teenage years, and I'm still kind of a child, but, what I have gone through has been complete hell. And so not caring doesn't really cause a hell, because you don't care what happens around you. And so if you're even in hell, you're not even going to fucking notice it. That's really hard to explain, but yeah. So, yep.